Students, we have so far learned Biot-Savart law and magnetic field produced due to current carrying conductor. We can use Biot-Savart law and we can find out net magnetic field. Likewise, we have one more identical law named Ampere law, which also gives the direction of magnetic field and as well as magnitude of magnetic field produced due to current carrying conductor. And the Ampere law is applicable for closed loops. That's point number one you need to remember. It is applicable for closed loops. And Ampere law states that summation over B dot dl will be equal to mu naught into I, or even you can write it as integration, closed integration B dot dl, B bar dot dl bar is equal to mu naught into I net current through that particular closed loop. This is Ampere law. Now let me explain this in detail. Now there is one current carrying conductor, and this current carrying conductor is surrounded by one loop. This is loop. Current direction is given upward. This is direction of current I. Of course, dl bar is also in the same direction. Now, in order to find out magnetic field produced due to this current carrying conductor at some position, say for example, this is the position where you are calculating magnetic field at this point, which is at a distance r. So where you want to find out magnetic field, from that particular position, choosing current carrying conductor as the axis, from that particular position, you will imagine one Ampere loop. That Ampere loop is represented with this closed integral. Integration dl, closed integration of dl represents that the entire closed Ampere loop of that particular conductor. So within that closed loop, there is one current carrying conductor in which some current I is passing through. Therefore, mu naught times net current. So that is closed integration of B dot dl is equal to mu naught times that of net current passing in the conductor. This is Ampere law. Now let me use this Ampere law and derive equation for magnetic field produced due to straight current carrying conductor, which is infinite straight current carrying conductor. Let me take, this is an infinite straight current carrying conductor. Because of this straight current carrying conductor, I want to find out magnetic field at this position. Okay. Now, in order to find out magnetic field at this particular point, of course, we have calculated that using Biot-Savart law, but we will be using Ampere law now, and we will be calculating magnetic field. So for constructing, like for applying Ampere law, definitely you should construct one closed loop. We should imagine one closed Ampere loop by considering the separation between these two as r. Taking this as radius r, I'll just imagine one Ampere loop like this. I'm imagining one Ampere loop this way with radius r. Now, out of which I'm taking very small element. This is very small element. This element I'm considering it as dl. Okay, and of course you can even take this element at this position where you are considering magnetic field as B. Now at this particular point you can use Ampere law now, that is integration B dot dl is equal to, as there is air medium in between, like this coil is placed in air medium, you will be taking mu naught, which is magnetic permeability of free space, and current enclosed within this conductor, it is I in upward direction. So that is what current going in upward direction. So it is I here. So mu naught into I. And this is closed integral. Closed integral mean that the current carrying conductor is enclosed within the ampere loop. You can just write it, B is out and integration dl, closed integration dl is equal to mu naught into I. And this is B into integration dl is L. Limits are from 0 to 2 pi smaller, because if you add all the elements of this total ampere loop, you will be getting circumference of the circle. That circumference of the circle, I am writing it here as the upper limit, which is equal to mu naught into I. This gives you B into 2 pi small r is equal to mu naught into I. Therefore, B is equal to mu naught I divided by 2 pi r. This is equation for magnetic field produced due to straight long current carrying conductor. This is from Ampere law. Of course, from Biot-Savart law also you will be getting the same conclusion. Right. Look here. Now, when we are dealing with one conductor, like of course we can use Ampere law and we can find out net magnetic field due to that single current carrying conductor. But Ampere law is also applicable for the conductors if there are more than one. In this case, we have three current carrying conductors in which current I1, I2 and I3 are passing through. There are three different current carrying conductors. I want to now find out magnetic field at this point P, which is located at this position. I want to find out magnetic field at this point. Now, in order to find out magnetic field at this position, what you need to do is you should construct one ampere loop. Definitely you should construct one ampere loop. And that ampere loop, I am considering it as this. This is the ampere loop which I am constructing. This is the ampere loop which I am constructing, and that will be, this is center of the loop and this is radius of the loop. Okay. Usually the ampere loop is closed circle, usually, because always it will be circumference of circle known to you. So usually ampere loop you can take it as for straight current carrying conductors, you should take it as a circular loop. Now I'll take very small element here. This element is a dl, and at this point I want to find out magnetic field. So I will be just using it as integration, closed integration, B dot dl is equal to mu naught into I net. But what is net current here? I net is equal to I1 is going in upward direction, I2 downward, I3 upward. So upward you can take it positive, downward you can take it negative, because magnetic field produced due to downward current is in opposite direction to that of magnetic field produced due to I1 and I3. Therefore, I can write it as I1 plus I3 minus I2. So I net is this, I will substitute that here. B integration, closed integration dl is equal to mu naught into I1 plus I3 minus I2. And limits are from 0 to 2 pi r. This gives you P equal B into 2 pi r is equal to mu naught into I1 plus I3 minus I2. This gives you magnetic field B is equal to mu naught divided by 2 pi r into I1 plus I3 minus I2. This is net magnetic field produced due to these three wires at this position. So Ampere law is applicable for closed loops. Ampere law can be applicable for any number of conductors, and the condition is that those conductors should be enclosed within that particular loop. So what are they? So Ampere law is applicable, like the line integral is not depending upon shape of the closed path. So closed path can be a square, Closed path can be a circle. Closed path can be any irregular shape. Ampere law does not depend upon the shape of the closed path. That is first point. Second point is that if the conductor is outside the closed loop, magnetic field produced due to that conductor is not considered in Ampere law. So those conductors which are out from the Ampere loops, they will not produce any magnetic field within the range of loop. So we will not consider net current passing due to that current carrying conductor. And number 3 is that magnetic field produced due to such current carrying conductors are always non-conservative magnetic fields. Non-conservative magnetic fields work done in the closed path is non-zero. That's number 3. Number 4 is that Ampere law is analogous. Analogous means it is similar to that of Gauss law in electrostatics. We already know what is Gauss law. Gauss law states that integration E dot ds is equal to Q by epsilon naught. Similarly, in magnetism, like in electromagnetism, integration B dot dl is equal to mu naught into I. It is analogous to Gauss law in electrostatics. And number 5, Ampere law is applicable for wires in which there is a steady current passing through. So if steady current is passing through that particular conductor, then we can apply Ampere law. If not, we will be using Biot-Savart law. Gauss law in magnetism states that integration B dot dl is equal to 0. That means within a closed loop, if there is a bar magnet or if there is a magnetic field, in such cases, in that particular net closed loop, net magnetic field will be equal to 0, because unipole magnets does not exist everywhere. Definitely, if there is a north pole, along with that there will be a south pole in magnetism. That's the reason why in case of magnetism, integration B dot dl will be equal to 0. So closed line integration of B dot dl is equal to 0. The magnetic field produced due to north pole will be nullified with magnetic field produced due to this south pole. So as many number of magnets you can take it here, definitely there will be one north pole, definitely there will be one south pole. As a result, Gauss law in magnetism leads to 0. But whereas in case of Gauss law in electrostatics, identical charges can exist. You can take plus Q charge, you can take minus Q charge. Plus Q charge exists. And if you are taking one closed loop over here, you can write integration E dot dl is equal to Q divided by x epsilon naught, integration E dot ds. Likewise, for negative charge also it is applicable, because in electrostatics, uni charges exist. Single positive charge exists, single negative charge exists. Because of that, Gauss law in electrostatics is non-zero, it is Q by epsilon naught. But in magnetism, unipole magnet does not exist. That's the reason why integration B dot dl will be equal to 0, right? That's about Gauss law in magnetism. Yeah. Comparison of Gauss law in magnetism and Gauss law in electrostatics. This is Gauss law in magnetism and this is Gauss law in electrostatics. Okay. Now, if you are considering Gauss law in magnetism, you are taking this closed loop. Closed loop area. And whereas here this is closed loop area. Right. So in case of Gauss law in magnetism, it is considered that integration B dot dA is equal to 0, because equal number of field lines will be existing within one closed area, because there will be a north pole and as well as there will be a south pole. There will be like if north is starting from one position, if a field line start from north, definitely it will circulate and somehow again it come back to the same north. Clear? So that's the reason why Gauss law in magnetism is integration B dot dA is equal to 0, right? This is area element, not length element. Previously I have took it as integration B dot dl, change it to dA. Likewise, gas line electrostatics, it is E dot dA, which is Q enclosed divided by epsilon naught, right? And one more important law, it is Ampere-Maxwell law. Ampere-Maxwell law is the combination of Ampere law and as well as Maxwell law, which is giving you integration B dot ds is equal to mu naught into I plus mu naught epsilon naught into d pi e divided by dt. This you will learn in electromagnetic waves. This pi e is change in electric flux. So this is d pi e divided by dt. It is varying electric flux produced due to magnetic field due to conductor, current carrying conductor. So current carrying conductor will produce magnetic fields, and those time variable magnetic fields will definitely produce some electric fields which changes electric flux in that particular region. So from there we can conclude Ampere-Maxwell law. About Ampere-Maxwell law in next coming chapters we will learn in detail. For time being, you just remember gas line magnetism, gas line electrostatics. So you have a square loop, and in this square loop there is current passing through, and it is like it is mentioned, this is not square loop, I am sorry. The length here is given as 2d, this length is given as 2d, and this length is given as 3d. It's not a square loop. Of course, like if it is square, then you need to take it as 2. I don't want to make it complicated, so I am changing it to 2. Now this is a square loop in which current is passing through. I want to find out magnetic field at this point B. So B net will be equal to magnetic field produced due to line segment AB, magnetic field produced due to line segment BC, magnetic field produced due to CD, plus magnetic field produced due to DA. Okay. Now magnetic field produced due to this AB, you can just write it in this way. This is AB. This angle and this angle would be same, and it is 45 degrees, and this is also 45 degrees. Theta 1 and theta 2 both are 45 degrees. Likewise, BC, CD, the magnitude of magnetic field due to AB is equal to magnitude of magnetic field produced due to BC is equal to magnitude of magnetic field produced due to CD, and that is equal to BDA. I want to now find out that BAB is equal to mu naught I divided by 4 pi. What is distance here? This length will be equal to D. If the total length is 2D, this will be D. D into sine of 45 plus sine of 45. And what about the direction? The direction here will be outward. Okay, the direction here is out, because this is current carrying conductor. Here it is out and here it is into. Check it out. This is thumb which represents current direction. Above the current carrying conductor, feel like fingers are showing towards my face. That's the reason why above it is outside, and below obviously it should be into. Therefore, at this point it is dot. And because of this BC, because of BC also it is outward. Because of CD also it is outward. Because of AD also it is outward. Therefore, all you can add them. As a result, B net can be equal to mu naught I divided by 4 pi D into 2 into 1 by root 2, and this is 4 times and it is out. This is the net magnetic field produced due to a square loop in which current I is passing through. This is number 1. And next, similarly, you can take number 2, which is a triangular loop in which some current I is passing through. And you want to find out magnetic field at this position, which is centroid. Centroid length is same from all the conductors. So this length and this length and this length will be same. So first you should calculate this centroid length. So I am considering this centroid length as x. This will be x and this also will be x. And obviously, what about the angle? Angle of this conductor making with respect to this wire, it is 60 degrees. This is 60 degrees because it is 30. This is 60 degrees. It is 60 degrees and this is also 60 degrees. So I name it as A, B and C. So current carrying conductor is right side. Magnetic field produced there will be outward. So therefore, due to this loop, I can write magnetic field B as B is equal to magnetic field produced due to AB plus magnetic field produced due to BC plus magnetic field produced due to CA. B will be equal to 3 times BAB. Therefore, B is equal to 3 times BAB can be written as mu naught I divided by 4 pi. Centroid length I am taking it as x into sine 60 plus sine 60. Both angles are equal, 60 and 60 here, because it is exactly at the centroid. Sine 60 is root 3 by 2. That is mu naught I divided by 4 pi x into 3 into root 3 divided by 2, and this is 2. 2 root 3 divided by 2, this and this gets cancelled. Finally, answer is 3 root 3 mu naught I divided by 4 pi x, and the magnetic field is outward. Definitely you should mention the direction of magnetic field. Likewise, for the next problem, you can even calculate magnetic field due to this line segment. So first let me take this as AB, next C and the next D. Okay, you can calculate magnetic field at one particular point, like if suppose you are asked to find out magnetic field at this position. Because of AB segment, magnetic field will be 0, and because of this CD segment, magnetic field will be non-zero. Because of CD, magnetic field will be equal to 0. So therefore, magnetic field B will be equal to B produced due to this BC segment, B produced due to this CD segment. I can take this length as x, this length as 2x, this length as x. Exactly it is on the axis. Therefore, because of AB, it is 0. And because of this BC, you should find out, CD, you should find out, you should sum up them. Current direction, you can take it in this way. As an assignment, you just work out this problem. So students, this model we have already seen in the previous slide. You can work out that. It is just a circular loop. For a circular loop at the center, magnetic field is mu naught I by 2a. And the third one, it is where you have n-sided regular equilateral polygon. As there are 5 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Because of each conductor, there will be magnetic field produced, and that is into. Because of each conductor, magnetic field produced is mu naught I divided by 4 pi a into this angle. This angle is 30, this angle is 30, sine 30 plus sine 30. That's magnetic field due to this third problem. Coming to this fourth, D. Now let me consider this as one segment A, B, C, D. Okay. The point P is exactly on the axis of AB and as well as CD. Therefore, magnetic field produced due to AB is equal to magnetic field produced due to CD is equal to 0. Magnetic field produced over there will be equal to 0. And there is only one half ring, that is magnetic field produced due to BC which is equal to mu naught I divided by 4R, and current is going in this direction. Above it is outward and here it is into. Therefore, it is into. That is answer for magnetic field produced due to this conductor. Next, here at this point P, magnetic field because of this line segment. Let me name it as A, B, C, D and E. Okay. Now magnetic field produced due to AB is equal to magnetic field produced due to EF is equal to 0, because exactly it is on the axis of AB. The point where you are calculating magnetic field is exactly on the axis of AB and also on the axis of EF. That's the reason why it is 0. And magnetic field is only produced due to this CB and CD and DE. Okay, so B produced due to CB plus B produced due to CD plus B produced due to DE is not equal to 0. I want to now calculate magnetic field because of that. So for this you will be selecting the angle. The angle which is given here is this. This is one angle. This is one angle. This is other angle. And this is other angle. Okay. So obviously it will be 45, 45, 45, 45. Right? Because of this, this is A and this is B, or else you can take it as sine theta. Let me take it as theta 1 and this as pi 1, this as pi 2. Obviously whatever this angle is there, same here will be there, it is theta 1. So how do you write theta 1? Sine theta 1 can be written as sine theta 1 is opposite side, that is A divided by hypotenuse, it is under root A square plus B square. Similarly, sine pi 1 is equal to opposite side, that is, I'm sorry, it is A square B by 2 whole square. Sine pi 1 can be written as opposite side, it is B by 2 divided by hypotenuse, it is under root B by 2 whole square A square plus B by 2 whole square. Likewise, sine theta, sine pi 1 and sine pi 2 values will be same, and theta 1 both sides will be same. You can just substitute these angles and you can find out magnetic field BCD, BCB and BDE, and you can add them. And magnetic field last one, it is half ring. You can consider this as half ring. You can consider this as half ring. This is one segment and it is extended up to infinity. It is extended up to infinity and current is going in this direction. Okay. Now this is segment 1 and this is segment 2 and this is segment 3. Right? Now I can write magnetic field due to first segment. P1 is equal to mu naught I divided by 4 pi, distance is A, into sine, one angle is 90, other one is 0, sine 90 plus sine 0. And because of this B1, magnetic field is into. Next, B2 is equal to mu naught I divided by 4 A, because it is half circle, radius is given as A, and magnetic field there will be into because of B2. Next, magnetic field due to this B3, third segment, it is mu naught I divided by 4 pi. This separation is A into one angle it is 0 and the other one angle is 90. Sine 0 plus sine 90. And what about the direction? Direction because of that will be into. Okay, all the three magnetic field is into. So therefore B net can be written as mu naught I divided by 4 pi A. I will take it common, or 4A. I will take it common from all those. It is 4A. Mu naught I by 4A, I am taking it common. Sine 90 is 1. That will be 1 by pi plus mu naught I by 4A, I am taking it out. So it is 1 plus the last one mu naught I by 4A, I am taking it out. It is 1 by pi, and this is into. Like this, you can calculate magnetic field due to different line segments. Sometimes it can be curves. Sometimes it may be half circle, quarter circle. You need to divide that into segments. And for each segment, you should calculate magnetic field along with its direction. If all the directions are same, you will add them. If any direction is reverse, then that magnetic field you need to subtract it. Fine. So this is how you can find out magnetic field due to current carrying conductors.